This is Kevin De Bruyne. He's been a crucial part in Man City's run, and he's also one of the best midfielders in the world, even submitting himself as an icon at Manchester City. But things always haven't been so easy for Kevin De Bruyne. If you can just wind a few years back into Kevin De Bruyne's career, he played for Chelsea at some point, but before that he was called the next big talent. But things took a huge turn when he decided to make his choice to sign for Chelsea. The Premier League was an absolute shock. They said the next big talent was coming in, but he quickly went from being called the next big talent to being called an absolute flop and also a failure at the club and his career. But we all know how things turned out, and he's officially confirmed that he's going to be leaving Manchester City by the end of the season. So I've decided to take over the whole career of Kevin De Bruyne in an attempt to make him the world's best player by trying to win the Ballondor. You see, the OG Kevin De Bruyne we all know is 91 rated, but the one I'm taking over, he's 64 rated, as low as can get. You see, I'm giving KDB his 64 rated card from FIFA 10. Yes, FIFA 10. And things still get even worse from here. There's already a cam that's 74 rated that's taken the spot, and Kevin De Bruyne has competition in Al Haji, and that's clearly not going to happen. Al-Khamis has already taken that starting position at the 74 rated overall, so Kevin De Bruyne is going to have to find some game time to grow. So yeah boys, the only way to solve this is if we can put Kevin De Bruyne on the loan list. Maybe we can go elsewhere somewhere in Europe. And a loan to the Championship might actually just make some sense here. Norwich have come in with an offer. They're from the Championship, but they're a top club with top players. He's not getting game time there, but a team that they're coming with an offer is Michael Carrick's team, and it is Middlesbrough. Aren't they playing in the Championship? Yeah, these guys are in the second division of English football. Maybe if he goes there, helps them win promotion and get them back to the Premier League like once before in the world. So Kevin De Bruyne is going to be leaving Belgium, and he's going to be leaving for 2 years to go to Middlesbrough to get game time on a loan. So season 1 begins in the Championship in Middlesbrough to try and get game time here. We're going to be giving him his classic number 17, the kit number he always uses in real life. And there's the 64 rated Kevin De Bruyne. The 18-year-old Belgium in midfield needs to grow. Yeah boys, the only hope for Middlesbrough right now is Kevin De Bruyne in an attempt to help them win promotion and get back to the Premier League like they once did, and maybe even put him in contention for the Ballondor one time. But things are not going to be so easy. We have 6 objectives that we have to complete with Kevin De Bruyne, such as winning 3 different league titles, winning a Ballondor, the Champions League, and winning the Ballondor. We're getting some goals. But away from that for now, because the only way to complete that is if we simulate all the season. So that's what we're going to be doing. And Kevin De Bruyne has secured a promotion spot here with Middlesbrough somehow. I didn't think it would be possible. They managed to even knock out the likes of Leeds United, and Kevin De Bruyne even scored a brace in the process. And on top of that, they won it 3-1 in the final. De Bruyne again with the brace, and he grew by 3 overalls this season. This is some good progress, I guess, with 11 goals and 5 assists. And I guess that it was just enough for Middlesbrough to win promotion back to the Premier League. Because we're spending our second season here because it was a 2-year loan deal. And we also have to simulate through the season, try to see what he can achieve here with the newly promoted Middlesbrough. The Prem, man, it is a 15th spot finish, which is generally not bad. And because we rejected Norwich, who was somehow in the Premier League, De Bruyne is up to a 72 overall, things that you do love to see. His stats as well in the Prem, 13 goals and 8 assists. Looking at the actual stats, he has 24 goals now, 13 out of 100 assists and 1 trophy still. And I think Al-Khamis is gone because now Kevin De Bruyne finally gets a slot in the cam position. I wonder if he'll be called a flop and a failure again. Well, maybe not, because he's actually been qualified in the Champions League from last season. This might give Kevin De Bruyne a good shot at trying to win the Champions League. But I don't think that's possible because Kevin De Bruyne's stats don't look like Champions League performance stats. But we're going to be simulating through the season, see what he does in Belgium, maybe even win the league title. And wait a second, does that mean that Kevin De Bruyne has won the league? Okay, I just checked, and we actually have to go to a top 6 finish in the Championship round. That's how the Belgium thing works. I don't know why it's so confusing though. Let's just get a little snap in, and there we go. Now it's 10 games out of 10 games. Kevin De Bruyne has officially won the league, and I think now they can stop calling him a flop and a failure. But in the Champions League, wow, I am quite surprised he couldn't get to the final. The easy group stage that he had here with Wolfsburg, Rayo Vallecano and Monza was quite easy, but he also didn't even reach the Crocky Cup final. Wow, these guys only got knocked out on away goals. That still exists. But if you look on the bright side though, he's up to by 3 overalls at a 75 overall. His stats look amazing because he absolutely carried the team. To think that we gave him his original overall, which was 64 from FIFA 10, and now he's all the way up to a 75, his objective and stats look even much better. And that proves well because 48 goals over 100, he's finally reaching that 50 mark, 2 trophies and 27 assists, and a 75 overall. Maybe this might mean that Kevin De Bruyne is ready to make a move to the big 6 teams. I've put him on the transfer list, and the offers that came from Al Ittihad. So you're telling me that we're going to be winning the league with Belgium for the first time in 10 years? I think. And we're going all the way to Saudi Arabia for money? Nah, boys. Things got worse though, and maybe a little bit better. An offer here from Sevilla, not really bad, but I'm gonna reject it. Besiktas as well. Al Nassr came in with John Duran. I said no to that, but a club that did tempt me though was FC Porto. World-class midfielders like James Rodriguez played there, but the one that does actually get me here is Casemiro. He actually used to play for Porto, by the way. He's won the Champions League before with Real Madrid as well. So with the experience from there, I think maybe I'm going to accept this offer. And just like that, I did. And a transfer offer of 22.4 million was enough, but don't forget, they were in the Champions League just the season before this, and they actually won it. So maybe Kevin De Bruyne can do things here by winning it again? Third season though does begin with Kevin De Bruyne at the age of 20 at a 76 overall. Wait, what? How did he go up to the 76 overall when you're just a 75? But looking at the stats that Kevin De Bruyne does have here, he does have a few first stats to complete, especially if he wants to win the Champions League. His first ever Champions League with Porto. We're going to be simming through the season, trying to see what Kevin De Bruyne can achieve here in Portugal. Kevin De Bruyne has secured his second ever league title of the objectives that he has. He's won the League of Portugal. He hasn't won the Taça Portuguese though, but he's in the final of the Champions League against his former club Chelsea in England, where he was called the next big talent. And now he has a chance to redeem himself because now he has won 2 out of 3 league titles and he now has a chance to win the Champions League, but his stats up to an 80 overall and his stats look amazing, 31 goals and 11 assists for KDB. This is amazing, a good season here at Porto, and he actually got top assist in the Champions League as well by 5 assists. We simmed that game and it was a 4-1 win, and guess who scored during that game? It was Kevin De Bruyne in the second minute, and he now has 79 out of 100 goals. He's getting closer. He's won 2 out of 3 different league titles, and he has also won his first ever Champions League at Porto like I predicted. Now I think it's time to get him to the big clubs. He can't be so young and be in League of Portugal. I think now it's time to transfer list him, try to see where he goes. Maybe he can go to a club where he can maybe lift the Ballondor, something that a lot of midfielders don't really get a chance to do. And the first transfer offer was diabolical, boys. Aston Villa, nah, they're good and all, but I don't think it's a De Bruyne club. But a team like AC Milan, where Ruud has won the Ballon d'Or back then, and also a world-class player like Kaka in midfield at Cam, he's also won the Ballon d'Or. So I think it's time that we accept that transfer offer. And also Tottenham came with an offer, I'm going to reject that. So Kevin De Bruyne is making use out of Portugal, out the doors and all the way to Italy for 74.6 million. And the 4th season here at AC Milan begins with Kevin De Bruyne with the number 7. I'm going to give his number 17. And with that kid at the back, maybe he has a chance at winning the Champions League with, of course, AC Milan here. And now he is up to an 80 overall. Now he's 21 years old. This is the time of his prime where he has to win the Ballon d'Or. So maybe putting some good stats on him where we can improve that dribbling and simulate through the season. Try to see what we can compete with Kevin De Bruyne. Try and make him the best player in the world. And in the 4th season, Kevin De Bruyne has gone up by 7 overalls. Nah, boys. Nah. He's up to an 87 overall. Just to think that we might actually get into a Ballon d'Or right now where he might have just won a bit of silverware with Champions League and the Coppa Italia. But the Champions League final was an El Clasico. Okay, so maybe it seems like the Champions League is not something we win at Milan, but how did they get knocked out? It was through Real Madrid. Of course it had to be Real Madrid, guys. And the Coppa Italia actually went to the rivals Juventus, who I think they might have just won the league title. Kevin De Bruyne is trophyless, but he does end up with 8 goals, 9 assists in 38 games. Nah. This is some bad stats from Kevin De Bruyne, especially if he wants to get close to winning that Ballon d'Or, securing a Ballon d'Or for himself. But to think that he'd go up to an 87 overall, a high transfer value as well, that's actually insane. From an 87 to think we started at 64 where he gave me his original FIFA 10 rating. But with that though, he is 13 goals away from reaching 100, which is not that far. Well guys, now it's time to start simming through the season, see what we can actually do here with Kevin De Bruyne, and maybe try and help him win the Serie A here or something. And as we look, we have won the Serie A. This means Kevin De Bruyne has won the Italian league. And to make things better, we still have some more silverware in the Milan derby against Inter Milan. So this means we have won a bit of some silverware here. We also still have the Champions League on the line, and we beat Manchester City's former club 4-2. And we actually knocked out very interesting clubs like Porto as well. Looking at the end of the season, he's all the way up to a 90 overall, 36 goals and 21 assists. Kevin De Bruyne is clearly one of the world's best. That is of course another trophy against Sporting now. But guys, I think it's time for Kevin De Bruyne to make a move to the big clubs now. He starts at the end of the season, 2 out of 3 Champions Leagues. He's still shooting a bit of 100 assists, and he has more goals than assists actually. And you won't believe who came in crashing. It was United and of course City. But who would want to join United this season when they're literally so bad? So just like that, Kevin De Bruyne will be making a move in season 7 to Man City. And we all know he was very good at his time at Man City. And Kevin De Bruyne has joined halfway through the season from AC Milan, by the way, so don't be shocked. Though he is 94 rated and his status is one of the world's best players, and you guys will be letting me know, does Kevin De Bruyne deserve an icon card or does he deserve a hero's card of what he does in his career this episode? So season 7 is underway. We're going to be simulating through the season, and Kevin De Bruyne has reached the Champions League final. And that's not just it, Ballondor contender worthy, because he is beating FA Cups, and also in the Premier League, he is number 1. They almost did a Centurion. That means that is an English treble for Manchester City and De Bruyne. You know what guys, 44 goals and 6 assists, that's the most he's ever had, but he's still stuck at a 94 overall though. And why on earth is Iker Casillas picking up? Why is he even here? We're simulating the Champions League final, and that's a 2-1 win against Juventus for another Champions League for Kevin De Bruyne. Back to back at Porto, AC Milan and now Man City. And also the stats are looking pretty good right here. 26 goals and 8 assists for Kevin De Bruyne. Things are looking very good for him to be a Ballondor contender worthy kind of player. So we're going to be simulating all the way through the season here, trying to see what he can achieve at Man City again. And in season 8, Kevin De Bruyne gets an Inter Milan final, just like it was in real life, and he was actually participating, but he got injured in the process. And guess who he eventually knocked out? It was AC Milan, a club that he actually used to play for when he was at an 80 overall in Italy. But now he's at Man City, it doesn't matter anymore. He's a 95 overall as well. 30 goals and 12 assists for him in the 8th season. Things are looking really well for him. We finished second behind Chelsea for the Premier League, and also we won the Champions League final 5-2. So Kevin De Bruyne's stats are not actually that bad. They're actually quite interesting, and they might give him a shot at the Ballondor, but it doesn't seem like he's going to be getting the Ballondor anytime soon. It's time to go through the 9th season, his 3rd season here at Man City, to win some more silverware, and the Premier League is looking really interesting here. They are first with 92 points, so a huge milestone, a huge gap for De Bruyne titles. And also in the UEFA Super Cup, he picked that up as well. That goes to silverware, and the Champions League is against AC Milan, his former club, where he was destined to be called, of course, a Ballon d'Or winner, but I don't really think that's going to happen anytime soon right now. Iker Casillas, for some reason, is still picking up more assists, and Kevin De Bruyne is up to a 96 overall. Final season, 30 goals, 13 assists. That means 43 goal contributions for him this season. He is 24 years old. This Belgian international still hasn't even won the World Cup yet. And yep, they ended up winning that Champions League final 3-1 against his former club, and he scored as well. This means his time here at Manchester City in England has come to an end. We're transfer listing him. It's time for him to go to the big clubs. Some teams like Bayern Munich dominating the Bundesliga like he once did. And the offer that came in was pretty much tempting. It was from PSG, and it was for 329 million. I had to accept it. There's no other good clubs out there that Kevin De Bruyne could go to for his 10th season. He's completed all his objectives. So for the 10th season, the number 8, for some reason, the new number 17 for PSG is going to be joining in the midfield alongside players like João Neves and even Zaire Emery. You guys already know what time it is. It's time to simulate through the season, see what Kevin De Bruyne can achieve here at the team. And for some reason, yes, we've reached another Champions League final. I have lost count of how many Champions League finals I've been to, but it's against Sevilla up next. And that's another piece of silverware for Kevin De Bruyne. 4-1 win against Toulouse, Van den Boomen's former club. This is amazing, but for some reason I don't think he's going to be winning the Ballon d'Or. That's pretty much the only objective failed, but that's where you guys come in. You guys in the comment section down below will be letting me know, does Kevin De Bruyne deserve the Ballondor. First ever player to go was Kevin De Bruyne. Of course, starting off at Middlesbrough and the Championship, went all the way to Portugal. He won the Champions League. They went to AC Milan, back to City, and went to PSG. But you guys will be determining, is he going to win the Ballondor in the comment section? And also, does he deserve a hero's card for what he's done? Or I think he generally deserves an icon card even though he has no Ballondor. If you guys thought this player takeover was actually really good, I think you should probably watch me rebuild Tottenham. Click here to watch that.